literally never thought I'd be one to just be crying on the internet, but I I've been doing really good. I've been like super confident in where I am in my life and my friendships and my career. And I live alone with my two cats in LA. LA is very expensive. I just got a new car. I have a lot to be proud of. But man, I'm gonna be 33 next month. And I'm just so tired of the dating game. Like, I'm so tired of the dating game. And I'm tired of being single. And this is not like a pick me video. Like, I just feel like as kids, if you're a millennial like me, we were kind of like painted this perfect picture of like, you're gonna fall in love and get married and have kids and I'm lucky to like have a lot of love in my life, and I have a lot of great friendships, and I've witnessed a lot of amazing relationships. So I'm not saying that it's not possible, because I've seen it be possible. I have friends that have amazing husbands and they're super happy, but I've also seen friends that have like gotten married and gotten divorced, and seen friends that are in relationships that I think they're settling in. And as someone that like I have worked so hard to build my life, and I'm very, very proud of where I'm at, I am tired of feeling like in order to be in a relationship that I have to settle. I feel like dating is just not the same. I don't know if that's true or not, or maybe, our standards of as women has just changed. I think it's changed a lot, but I just am tired, and I want to have a family. I want to have kids, but I don't want it to just be with anybody. I want it to be with someone that I'm proud of and someone that I admire. And I want to be with a partner that it feels equal, and it doesn't feel like I have to like chase somebody, or feel like I'm putting in more effort, or feel like I have to compromise on my boundaries and the things that I want in order to be in a relationship. And I'm just getting really tired. And I don't want to be on dating apps, and I will meet people in the wild, and it feels inconsistent, and it feels like men feel like they have all the time in the world, and women feel like we are running out of time constantly. And I'm just really tired of it all. And every other day I'm like super confident. For some reason today I'm not feeling that great, but I feel like every other day I'm like, yeah, I'm super happy being single. Like, I'm so happy by myself. And I am. Like, while that is true, I feel very secure in who I am. I equally just yearn for that love and that partnership and that feeling of you finding your best friend and feeling safe. And I feel like that lack of safety in a relationship is something that I haven't found. And I was dating somebody recently, and like I thought I had found it, and I was very wrong. And sorry, it feels so gross. And I'm not trying to like sound jaded, but I just am starting to feel like, okay, maybe it's not in the cards for me. And it sucks. It really sucks to like want something really bad and feel like you have a lot of love to give and a lot to contribute to a relationship, and just feeling like I don't know if it's out there. Like, maybe that's just not God's plan for me. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, sorry. I'm just ranting. I don't know if anybody else is feeling this way, but I'm really tired.
Always shout out to the content creator. Um, what's crazy? I actually was rocking with her message, and I actually still rock with her message up to a certain different points up in her message that I gotta disagree with, or I have to just I guess look sideways at her. Um, but yeah, let's start off with this, right? I agree. Like, when it comes to like millennials, on both sides, we definitely was painted this picture on what marriage should look like, right? Definitely a lot of women, the fairy tale about how, this man based a knight in shining armor. He's gonna climb up to the window. He's gonna take the magic carpet ride up to her window, right? He's gonna climb her hair up to the tower. He gonna defeat the dragon. You know what I'm saying? All this, man. And both sides, we ate it up. We ate it up. And that's real, right? But now as we get older, Times has changed. The messages had changed, and we can look back now at our parents and our friends and our older generation relationship and say, hey, wait a minute, this what y'all sold us, we want a refund because it's not true. This is not how this thing works, right? So I would say that I 100% agree with her on. Now, the one thing that she kind of tripped up for me was when I hear women say, I don't want to settle, that's instantly a red flag for me. Instantly. Because at that point, you know, and this is one thing a lot of men are learning, right? Women won't settle for the man that they don't want. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy part. They don't settle for the man that they don't want. If you really not her type, she really doesn't desire you, she gonna put so many standards up for you, right? And she gonna say, hey, you have to, meet this goalpost and I'm gonna move it. You gotta meet this next goalpost. And then, I'm gonna move this standard to here and move this next standard to there. And you just constantly chasing her. And that's the issue. Listen, there are a lot of good men out there, but they don't want them. That's the issue. Women, it is a lot of good men out there who will provide for them as far as what she's saying. She want to feel safe. She want a friend. She wants someone she can love equally, right? And it's a lot of good men out there, but they don't want those men. And these some good looking brothers too. But when you hear women say standards, what we're as men starting to learn even more and more and more is that women want you to provide for them at their expense, not provide at the expense of the family. You see what I'm saying? And even though they want to equally yoked, but it doesn't always reciprocate. Because in their head, what she said, guess what? I have the fairy tale mindset of you supposed to give. You supposed to save me. You supposed to fight the dragon. You supposed to take me on a magic carpet ride. But in none of that was, hey, let me give back to what I'm receiving. Let me actually portray that I'm actually equally yoked with you. Let me reciprocate it. You follow me? And so I think that's just one of the things that, again, I don't know if women are gonna ever learn that, man. But if they don't, a lot of them gonna be where she has 2 cats. She's at 33, but she dropped a little notation that said 34, right? And for her, mentally, her time's running out, meaning she may end up alone if she feels like that's in God's plans. You follow me? So again, I think there's nothing wrong with her message saying, hey, this is what I want. But what I always push back on is if you're saying that, hey, I want somebody equal, what I never hear is what you're going to give back. That's what I never hear, man. All the messaging we've heard since, quote unquote, these gender wars or whatever have been popping off, men are saying, all right, cool. We hear what y'all want. But when we say we want, it's death. It lies on death's door, right? And then when a few women do start to like wake up and say, hey, this is what men are actually saying, I'm starting to understand, they get pushback from the women community. So I don't even think it's settling, because in your head, just because a man may make a little bit less money than you, that's really what it comes down to. It really does come down to the financial aspect, because she's even said, hey, I've built a life for myself, right? I want somebody equally yoked. Again, there's nothing wrong with what she wants. Let me make sure I'm clear about that. There's nothing wrong with what she wants. The problem is when it's on the other foot, a man, he never looks at, man, this girl works at Burger King. Oh, I can't deal with her because she's not on my level. Or, hey, this girl just works at a shoe store. She's very beautiful. She's feminine. She's elegant. She dresses nice. She has great personality. It's just, man, if I put her on the team with me, I can definitely elevate her, you know what I mean, and give her a great life. That's how men think, right? We're looking to pour in. But with women, they saying, hey, you need to already come ready to go. You need to already be at the finish line. I'm just showing up and we can take this thing on. They ain't trying to build with nobody. Right? That's just what it is. And that's really what it come down to. They're no longer trying to build with nobody. They feel like they don't have to. And it's crazy because the women outnumber the men. So at some point, the whole I'm not a pick me, this mentality has to go away. Y'all got to go for what y'all want, man. Y'all have to go for what y'all want. But the trick is the ones y'all want don't want y'all. And so when you say, hey, I want, a man who's equally yoked, I want him to keep me safe, make me feel safe, love me a certain way. There are men out there who can provide that. They don't got to be, super Prince Charming looking, give everything. But at some point, man, it's not settling if somebody's not your perfect type. Listen, let's say you have 10 things you like, look, I really need these 10 things. If a man can provide 6, 7, he's willing to work on the 8th, but you won't get 9 and 10, I think that's a win. Cause that's how dudes look at it. And now even dudes are like, look, we don't want dime pieces. Not for a relationship, not to take home a mama, not to marry, right? We want 6, 7s. Then we can develop them to 8 and even a 9 as time go on. We don't want perfect 10s out the gate because we're starting to learn they got a lot of baggage, a lot of trauma issues, and the ego is crazy, right? But that's how we think. We're willing to build with somebody, but that's not what's going on here. So again, listen, women, there's nothing wrong with what they want. I'm gonna make that perfectly clear. Whatever they want, whatever their standards are, whatever they want brought to the table for them, perfectly fine. But it's not working. You can have all the standards and all the wants, what you want, but it's not working. And that's the problem. So obviously y'all need to switch something up. Because dudes now, here's the other thing. All this stuff, all this messaging y'all pushing about standards, about what y'all bring to the table, about, hey, I want you to be equally yoked, blah, blah, blah. You got to make equal money or more than me. Dudes like, all right, cool. Right. We're going to fall back and we're going to go do all this over here. But guess what? Y'all women now want, as men are stepping away to redevelop themselves, to heal, to run their bag up, to get this money, right? To clean their skin up, to get their teeth right, to get in shape. At this point, they're checking out the game. Because they like, all right, cool. Y'all don't want to build me as I go through this transformation. I'm gonna go, what they call it, MGTOW, men going their own way. I'm gonna just do my own thing. And then when I come back, I don't want you no more because I've built myself into a position where I can go for the best women. And because you didn't build with me, I don't need you. You see what I'm saying? And that's what they're missing. See, women used to build with men back in the day. So anyway, man, again, shout out to her. Again, there's nothing wrong with what she's saying, but she's at a point in her life where she's like, damn, will I ever find some dude? You can find them. They out there. Dudes, listen, I guarantee that for every woman, especially, she look like a nice young lady, right? She does. She likes nice young lady. She says she got her own spot. She just got a new car. You can tell she, you know what I'm saying? She doing things. She working. She in her career. I'm sure there's dudes in her DM. I'm sure there's dudes hollering at her. She just said she got out of a relationship when she thought it was the guy. So I don't know what happened with that. Obviously he wasn't. Obviously he might have seen something, or hey, shit, she said she might have seen something. But the point is that the men are out there. You follow me? They out there. And so this is a message for all the women, man. I hope what I said kind of is clear, but listen, women want to hear what they want to hear, man. And there's no shade at them, but they just do. They just do. So, but anyway, for real, shout out to her, her messaging or whatever. Hopefully you guys got a lot of value. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video out. I'm sure somebody need to hear this message. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Much love. Peace.